Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. We've got an awesome game for you today. It's going to be a ZvZ, and it has been way too long since we've cast a ZvZ game. And I tell you what, this one is going to be an awesome one. There's actually a whole series of these games, so there's at least two games, this one and another one, which are going to be casting in the near future between Jaedong and Life. So very awesome stuff, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. So anyway, I think I've already introduced the players, but let's introduce them anyway. Up the top side of the map is going to be Mr. Life. He is 17 years old, from South Korea, plays for the Startail team, and he is very awesome. And he's going for a pull first against the hatch first build of Mr. Jaedong, who is of course 24 years old, from South Korea, and plays for Evil Geniuses. So a little bit a little bit of different play styles here. Jaedong's going to get a little bit of the extra sort of macro going on early on. Also getting the gas, so maybe thinking about early lings, maybe even an early baneling nest. And Life, on the other hand, has got a spawning pull up nice and fast. Has not gone for gas yet, so it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any sort of early baneling play or early ling speed rush or anything like that. We may be just trying to see some sort of crazy pure ling sort of play early on. Just get a ton of lings out while the second hatchery is building. I don't know about this. I don't know exactly what he's planning. It looks like he's just going for a bunch of workers, which is, yeah, I suppose get that early queen a little bit further out. He went straight for the hatchery, so it shouldn't really negate his play any much at all. I think he should still be fine. He's going to get the first queen out way earlier than Jaedong's first queen. He's going to be pumping out a second queen straight away from this base, and maybe even a third queen out of there straight away. So he'll definitely have, I suppose, an advantage in queen numbers early on. And yeah, I don't know, just a little bit of safety if the opposing player decides to go for something crazy. They can get out of the spine crawler nice and early, but not really a massive pain in the ass. Looks like Life was going out there with these two early lings, hoping to do something. I don't know if he was just trying to get a scout or whether that was pretty much it, but he did manage to kill one of Jaedong's lings, and now going nuts on the other one. But look at this micro at its absolute best here. So on follow mode, look at these guys. They're just running, trying to regen. Of course, since Jaedong has, since Life has twice as much lings, it means he's regenerating the total health of that tiny little army twice as fast. Because of course, let's say you've got one ling on one side, he's got like half health, and the other lings have a quarter health. If the two lings who are at a quarter health manage to stay alive long enough, they regenerate up to half, and the one ling from Jaedong regenerates up to like 3/4. Then the two lings at half will beat the ones at that 3/4. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. At least I'm interested by this sort of stuff. I don't know if anybody else is, but yeah, it's quite interesting. So the moral of the story is, if oh bloody earth, these things are going fast. Whoop, that's not right. Oh, they're going to get a nice scout off. Actually, this one ling gets all the way in, sees everything, does not see a baneling nest, does not see a roach warren. That little ling is going to be fairly happy about that. So very fast speed for Mr. Jaedong does pay off in terms of some valuable scouting information, and just in general being a little pain in the ass. He's still going. There he goes. Finally gets taken out just as the second gas is going down on the main base. Two gas already at the natural expansion. Very nice job. We've also got a ton of gas going on here. Actually, only 2 gas geysers so far for Jaedong. So he hasn't really been pushing it out too far. He does have 2 Evo chambers on the field though, pumping out with double upgrades, and Life has got 2 Evo chambers as well. It's not started on the armor upgrade, but I'm guessing that's what he's going to be getting right now. It looks like he's going for a massive amount of roaches. Meanwhile, Jaedong, it looks like he's also going for a roach warren, but he's getting ling upgrades. So his long-term plan potentially going to be mutiling, perhaps with a little swing into ultras, if this game makes it into the mid to end game. But for now, looks like Life is definitely going to be pumping out a ton of roaches. I'm guessing Jaedong will as well, just to sort of keep up with the neighbors, if you know what I mean, just to make sure he gets enough to defend against Life's roach army. and then he'll start to focus on mutiling as soon as he can get up there. That would be my guess. We go. Ling's actually coming in, actually trying to take out some workers. Might be able to get a worker here. There we go. Worker does go down. Very, very hard to hit that worker in that group there, but finally does manage it. And Life has started on the roach production. He started on the third base as well, but he's a little bit behind Jaedong as far as this third base goes. And Jaedong with a ton of lings coming out. The roaches are going to have to defend this, but Life is going to need more than just these two to actually pull this off. He's got two queens coming out as well. He's got a whole bunch of roaches. He's starting to turn the tide here, but the lings are still very, very aggressive, and they can get a lot of surrounds on these queens. Queens trying to heal up the units, doing an okay job, but yeah, both of the queens do go down, but the roaches managed to hold off the rest of the army, and that was a very, very nice save by Life there. We've seen plenty of games where a massive amount of lings early on will take out this aggressive third base, but in this case the roaches did save the day, and Life continues to go on, and Jaedong is just like, you know what, it was a solid plan, I just didn't have enough lings. So he's going for 38 lings right now in addition to 8 roaches. Was he, man, I thought Jaedong was over the top, but look at this, Life is actually over the top. 62 workers, over 48. How the hell is Jaedong building that many forces when he is the underdog in terms of army, man? He is building a crap ton of absolutely everything. 38 lings and 8 roaches versus 17. So he isn't quite keeping up with Life in terms of the roaches, but he's got more than enough lings to perhaps make up for it. And as long as he uses the lings correctly, as long as he moves in, like he could do a straight run through here into the back of the main base, he send his roach army in there, has a bit of a hit, and then gets out, draws all the roaches in, meanwhile sends his lings into the main base. Very, very good chance he could take out the lair with 40 lings. Definitely a good chance, and he could actually kill a lot of workers there at the same point. So I would like to see Jaedong try and do that, send the roaches out to the third base, feign in Life's roaches on a defensive point, and then send the lings into the main base. I don't know if he's going to do it though. He's sending his roaches all over the place, but it's going to be interesting. Life really does have a phenomenal amount of roaches, so if Jaedong does go for any sort of attack, he's going to have to do some economic damage right here, because if he doesn't do any economic damage anytime soon, he is going to get overwhelmed, because Life is just going to steamroll him in a matter of minutes with this roach army. Look at this, it's massive. 44 over 29. He does have the roach upgrades as well. Jaedong actually getting level, is getting actually roach play as well. His roach attack upgrade, so very, very nice. Leading the roaches out. I don't know if he's actually trying to attack there, but that's way too many units. And here we go, the Ling army gonna be coming in, and will they be able to penetrate into the main base? Looks like they're gonna give it their best shot here. Going in, beautiful job, and there we go, gonna be some lot of damage going on there, but Life meanwhile has just pushed on with the massive, massive roach army. He's actually sent some lings across there, but a roach hit squad is going to be taking them out. They actually, are they going to be able to take this out? I do not know. They're actually running away. They don't want to tangle with the roaches. Meanwhile, the roach army coming in here. Jaedong just looks like he's managed to get enough roaches to actually pull this back. I suppose Life hasn't sent him most of his roaches. He's got a fair amount of them defending back here in the lings. What is Jaedong doing? He needs to be killing workers here. He has got to make this attack worth it, because, I mean, Life didn't really take out that many workers when he attacked Jaedong. Jaedong managed to hold him off without any worker losses, really. So the more worker kills that Jaedong can get on the other side of the field, definitely the better it will be for him. And he's really evened up this play right here. He is now 3 workers in the lead. Phenomenal play from Jaedong. He did an excellent job sending the lings into the main base, taking out a lot of workers, and managed to hold off on the third base, which is actually quite surprising as far as I'm concerned. I thought Life had the roach numbers to just overwhelm there. I thought he was going to take it out, but Jaedong managed to hold off there. Exceptional job, but he is being pushed back up against the wall right now, trying to build a lot of lings, and Life looking to recoup a bunch of his worker losses by taking out some of Jaedong's workers over here. He's definitely doing a good job on the roaches, but Jaedong trying to get a concave here, trying to. The problem is, as soon as Life moves in over there and tries to actually take stuff out, he leaves himself open to a concave coming over, but he's starting to get enough roaches where it just doesn't matter, where he's doing a beautiful job here. Jaedong building a ton of lings. Where are the lings going to come in? I think lings would actually make a fair amount of difference here, considering how spread out Life's concave is. I think they could just sort of flank one of the sides, start wearing it down. Roach under the covers there just for a bit of annoyance, and this Roach army thinking about going in the other direction. It's very, very hard for anybody to sneak around anywhere. There's so many overlords around the map and no anti-air in sight for either players yet. So yeah, there's no sneaking into any side of the base pretty much. They all just go wherever they want and the overlords will see them. He's even got some creep down there just to, I don't know why, but apparently he hasn't got around to putting a creep tumor there. And nice overseer play by Mr. Jaedong. Although, look at this, Roaches all the way back here. He's got some defensive Roaches, needs an overseer, there it comes. So Life still trying to do as much damage as he can. He's still on the offensive, he's still doing a great job, but I think Jaedong is holding right around now, and the worker count is pretty much 50-50 total. Jaedong just building a few more, should be able to get up a little bit further, and both players sort of reached a tie of sorts at the moment. If we have a look at numbers, we got 41 for Jaedong, 49 for Life. If we have a look at the upgrades, here's 2-2 versus the 1-2 of Jaedong. So Jaedong going for that early Ling sort of play, but now he is definitely in. He's actually still researching level 2 attack for his Lings, so he obviously feels like Lings are still an ongoing part of his play. I'm not sure whether they're going to be. I mean, right now he basically has to build Roaches. He can't really build anything else because otherwise, I mean, Hydras maybe he can try and go for it. Oh, look at this, man, just going in there. Jaedong trying to defend, but there's a little bit too many Roaches there for him to hold off, sending in a bunch of Lings once again into the main base. Not too many defenses back there. They're going to try and take out the Queen. Queen, of course, as well as being a nice anti-air unit, is a very, very effective boost in the amount of macros. So taking that out, definitely a good play. We've also got a massive army engagement right here. Life has definitely got the Roach numbers here. He's got the upgrade numbers. He's got the weapons going on. He's in a beautiful position right now. And it looks like he is going to finish off right now what he could not quite finish off before. Jaedong does have the high ground. They're putting a beating on these Roaches. And yeah, good job at this entire time. And the Roaches have been doing so much good work here. And Jaedong just hasn't quite been able to knock those Roaches back. He's lost a fair amount of workers. Still got a decent amount, but here we go. The Roaches coming in. If they can take out the upgrades, that would be huge. If they could take out those Evo chambers when they're at this stage of the upgrades, that would be nasty. And Jaedong actually gives the GG right there. He saw the amount of Roaches coming out, and he knew that he couldn't face up against that. I mean, income-wise, 9 behind, it's okay, but he had 41 Roaches versus 67. He saw the army size, and he realized, you know what, I'm pretty screwed here. Pretty screwed. He did not have enough to deal with these Roaches. They're just too much of a pain. Look at this. 15, 8, 5, 7. That's a phenomenal amount of Roaches right there. Absolutely phenomenal. And it's just so annoying, man. When you think a Spore and a Spine could probably have taken out most of them, maybe a Spore and a few Spines, but yeah, I mean, it's just so bad. So bad having to deal with that annoying shit in the back of your base and at the same time with this massive army. Oh, man. But I gotta say, Life did a really, really good job in this game. He got a ton of workers early on, and he didn't really mess around with any of the Ling play that Jaedong did. He just went straight for Roaches, and I think one of the decisive moments in the early game was when Life held off the early Ling rush on his third base. It wasn't really a Ling rush, but it was a fairly serious Ling attack, and that is the sweet spot when the Zerg player is just trying to get out the Roaches. He doesn't have Lings, he's gone straight for Roaches, and he's just trying to get out the Roaches in time, and suddenly you get a ton of speed Lings running into your third base, taking it out. And I've seen quite a few games where that base does go down to the early Ling aggression because the other player is going for pure Roaches. But Life, I don't know if he got lucky or if he was just skillful, but he managed to hold that off. And from then on, I think he was in a great position in this game. He kept the worker momentum going. He had the advantage because he had the Roach upgrades going a little bit faster. Jaedong, of course, starting off with the Ling upgrades and then switching over to Roaches for a more permanent sort of Roach play with Ling support. But Life going pure Roach, and it really, really just did work out for him a lot. He took some heavy hits in his main base, but overall he persevered and came out with the win in the end. So really, really great job by both of these players, and congratulations to Life for a very, very well played game. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this game. Stay tuned for another one tomorrow. This has been Harry Muppet. I hope you enjoy this game. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.